Greetings from Salt Lake City. I hope you're enjoying the first ever virtual JNUC, JNUC 2020. Hats off to everyone at Jamf for pulling off a great conference in the midst of a global pandemic. I hope you are able to stay safe while you continue to meet the IT demands of your organization. My name is Dan Snelson, and I am a senior system engineer with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We are frequently called Mormons because of our belief in a volume of companion scripture to the Holy Bible called the Book of Mormon. Let's talk about how to leverage the Jamf Pro API to make routine policy version updates via an interactive bash script. Here's our agenda. As a background of the issue we're trying to solve, we'll start by discussing PI 5903, the product issue which gave birth to Policy Editor Lite. We'll then run through a quick pre-configured demo to provide a foundational overview of the interactive bash script. We'll spend the bulk of our time together configuring a fresh installation so you'll better know how to implement Policy Editor Lite in your environment. We'll then go under the hood and review a few of the more critical functions so you can customize Policy Editor Lite for your specific needs. And we'll finish by sharing some resources. PI 5903 caused the policy page to take an extremely long time to display. Our policy page with more than 200 policies would take 35 seconds to load. Every time you clicked policies, you'd have to wait 35 seconds. The PI was introduced in May 2018 when Jamf Pro 10.4 was released, and it was marked as resolved in March of 2019 when Jamf Pro 10.11 was released. And even though this product issue has been marked as resolved, I still use Policy Editor Lite dozens of times each week and find that it saves me quite a bit of time and helps ensure accuracy. Policy Editor Lite is an interactive bash script which allows the editing of a policy's version number via the API. Let's look at a pre-configured demo. Launching self-service, which we call the Workforce App Store, we see a policy to install the Cloud Foundry command line interface, version 6.48.0. Here is the same policy in Jamf Pro. In our policies, the version number appears 4 times in the policy name, in the package name, in a client-side log entry, and in the self-service display name. Let's review which Cloud Foundry packages have already been uploaded. And please note, you'll need to upload the packages before running this script. We see the current version, along with 6.50, 6.51, 7.0, and 7.01. Let's hide self-service and bring up terminal. We'll call the script by manually typing bash, followed by a space, and then dragging and dropping the pre-configured script from the desktop and pressing return. A list of every policy is returned, which is quite unwieldy. Let's repeat the last command and add the word Foundry to only show matching policies. That's better. We'll enter 18 to edit the first policy listed. The current version is displayed, and we're prompted to enter the new version number, 6.50.0. We'll confirm our change, and then the policy will be uploaded, A quick review in Jamf Pro confirms our update has been made. Let's hide terminal and refresh self-service. And we can see that the updated policy is now available. This sound interesting? Well, good. Let's talk about how to configure the script from scratch. We'll first create the Jamf Pro API user account with the correct privileges. We'll then run the downloaded script without modification, and we'll be prompted to enter credentials at runtime. We'll then discuss how to revert to a local backup. And while the script has limited error checking, we'll highlight some possible gotchas. On the left, we have the GitHub page. On the right, we have the Jamf Pro API user account. Reviewing the instructions posted on GitHub, we see that we need an account with specific privileges. Computers read. Packages read. Policies create, read, and update. Now that we have a Jamf Pro API user account with the correct privileges, let's run the script. Let's start by determining the updated version number. Our install policy is newer than our update policy. On the left, we have the script, which is posted on GitHub. On the right, we have Atom open with a downloaded, unmodified copy of the script. At line 48, we see that if we leave the variables blank, we'll be prompted for credentials at runtime. Line 55 shows the debug mode is set to true. Reviewing the usage instructions, we see that we need to make the downloaded script executable. We'll make the script executable by manually typing chmod +x, followed by a space, and we'll drag and drop the script from the desktop to the open terminal window and press return. We'll then manually type bash, followed by a space, and drag and drop the script from the desktop and press return. When debug mode is set to true, the log file opens automatically. We'll enter D for our development lane. The Jamf Pro URL, if available, is read from our current machine. We'll specify the API username and the API password. If the connection settings are correct, we'll see a listing of all the policies. We'll find the index number of the policy we wish to edit, in this case 19. The XML for the policy is downloaded locally, and a backup is made. We'll confirm we'd like to update this policy, and then we'll enter the new version number, in this case 6.50.0. Always manually validate the script was able to locate the correct package. We'll type Y to upload the policy, and confirm it worked. If there is an error in the updated policy, you can easily revert to the backup via copy and paste. When debug mode is enabled, the API password is displayed in plain text. Copy the entire displayed command, paste, and press return. And we're back to the original version. Again, when debug mode is enabled, the API password is displayed in plain text. If debug mode is disabled, you'll need to manually enter the API password to use the revert command. Let's talk about some possible gotchas, specifically vendor package naming nomenclature changes. We'll start with a review of self-service to confirm the version we're currently distributing. Let's hide self-service and use Quick Look to review the script. You'll notice the API variables have been populated. And debug mode is set to false. Executing the script without any additional parameter displays all policies. Adding a parameter, for example Foundry, will filter the list of policies. Enter the index number of the policy to update. Specify the new version. Double check that the package is valid. Upload, and then confirm the changes. Let's repeat for the update policy. Let's review the available package versions. And let's make a mistake. There's an incorrect package version number. Let's cancel the script and then check out Jamf Pro to see what's going on. Reviewing the list of previously uploaded packages, we see the issue. Starting with version 7, the vendor inserted a 7 at the beginning of the file name. We'll have to manually update the package used in the policy. Once the policy references an actual package, we can use Jamf Pro Policy Editor Lite to update the rest of the policy. We'll observe the package ID did not change. Let's repeat for the install policy. Again, once the policy references an actual package, we can use Jamf Pro Policy Editor Lite to update the rest of the policy. Again, no change in the package ID. Let's quickly update both policies to the latest version, 7.0.1. This time the update works because the nomenclature change was already in place from version 7.0.0. Let's use our remaining time together to look under the hood at Policy Editor Lite. Here are some of the functions you may wish to review. Mostly just an FYI, the default working directory is inside the logged in user's Documents folder in the Jamf Pro Policy Editor Lite folder. If you only have a single lane for Jamf Pro, populate the values shown here. If you have multiple lanes, leave the variables displayed here blank and search for the lane selection function and populate the values for each lane. If you choose to save the credentials in the script, please control access to the script. XML files are first saved to the backups directory inside the working directory. Changes are made to the files in the updates directory, which is also inside the working directory. The current version variable uses awk to grab the value inside the parentheses from the policy name. If the script can't determine the current version, you'll be prompted to manually enter the current version number. If your policies follow a different naming convention, say the version number appears after a dash, the following may work better for your situation. The command to perform the actual update is fairly straightforward. Sed searches for all instances of the current version, replacing it with the value of new version. Note that it's modifying files in the updates directory. This one was tricky. After you've entered the new version number, we'll need to look up the ID number of the package with that name, presuming a package with that name actually exists. And since URLs cannot contain spaces, we'll replace a space with a %20. Well, that's it. The script is available on GitHub. Version 1.4.3 offers greatly enhanced error checking for missing packages, row highlighting in the policy list, and general performance improvements. I hope that you find Jamf Pro Policy Editor Lite, and I hope you enjoy the rest of JNUC. Thanks for your time.